Hello, guys. Welcome back to the Bar Gym Reviews. Today, we're going to be talking barbells, specifically the four that I use in my home gym, but also we're going to kind of expand on what to look for when buying or purchasing a barbell. So, whether you're new to lifting, new to building a home gym, or you just are looking to upgrade, I'm going to break down what I wish I knew before buying. I want you to hear my real experiences with, my Rogue Ohio Power Bar, my curl bar that I got here, my safety squat bar, and even the Bella bar up here, and which ones are worth it, which ones are too niche or too specialized maybe, and what you should buy first or buy next. So let's go ahead and dive in. All right, so not all barbells are the same, and choosing the right one can make or break your training experience. The right bar can improve safety, help you lift better, or maybe with better form, and then you got to find something that fits your training style, right? But if you buy the wrong one, then it can be a waste of money, and it might just sit up here and collect dust or sit in the corner of your gym. So it's easy to be overwhelmed with all of the options, especially when you are looking at a first glance. So let's make this simple. It comes down to your goals, how often you lift, and most specifically, your training style and limitations. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into my arsenal. So we're going to go ahead and start. I do have the Rogue Curl Bar, the E-Coat version. Great for biceps, great for triceps, kind of isolates the arms. Definitely not a must-have, but is nice to have once you have all of your core lifts kind of covered. Next, I have my Rep Safety Squat Bar. One of my most underrated tools. I've kind of gotten more into this, especially with Hatfield squats. It's pretty good if you have shoulder issues, and I just really enjoy it, and it's a different stimulus. Next, I have my 25 millimeter Rogue Ohio Bell Bar, and it's great for people with small hands, people that are kind of newer, and then somebody that might lift a little bit lighter or their starting weight's a little bit lighter. And then right here, the workhorse, aggressive knurling, built heavy, pretty stiff, and that is my Rogue Ohio Power Bar in the Cerakote Black. So overall, my inventory here is pretty great. I really enjoy it. It's got a lot of variety. It's not finished yet, as you can see. Got some spots left. But my arsenal, I'm going to go ahead and kind of walk through some different things with mine, and then kind of talk about how you should pick your barbell, or your next barbell. All right, so first, before you hit the buy button on any barbell, there's some things that especially beginners kind of overlook here. So the finish of your barbell. Coating affects how the bar looks, how it feels, resists rust, and even performs over time. So I went personally, most of them are Cerakote for me. So let's break down our options and what they really mean for your gym and kind of help you narrow down those choices. So first, we're going to start with bare steel. I do not have bare steel. I've had bare steel bars in my hands, and I will say it is a raw but great feeling grip. The no matter what the knurling is, the grip just feels more natural, right? So there's no coating there, and it just feels great in your hands. The downside, obviously, is it rusts really easily, especially for you garage gym people that are in the humid environment, especially if you have a lot of changing seasons like I do here in Ohio. So, bare steel, I think it's best for people that are, lifters that are going to take care of their space, take care of their equipment, constantly clean and coat them in some 3-in-1 oil. But bare steel is a very economic option for you and can be a great addition to your home gym. Next, we're going to talk about E-Coat. I do have one E-Coat bar, which is my Rogue curl bar. It's a thin, somewhat smooth, but cheap rust-resistant coating. So it is a slightly slicker feel compared to my Cerakote here. And it's a great budget-friendly option for lifters who do want the protection. But I've seen a lot of videos over time where this kind of does wear off pretty easily. Now, for me, I use this, 2-3 times a week. And so far, so good. It hasn't really scratched or, wore down too much. Next is Cerakote. Cerakote's great because you can customize colors, like my wife's Bella bar here that is a bright, bright pink. It holds up really well in humid environments like the garage gym people. A drawback, though, is it is slightly softer when it comes to the knurling, just because that that Cerakote gets into the grooves a little bit. But it is great for corrosion resistance, and it adds a lot of aesthetics to your gym. Lastly, stainless steel. Now, I only have a few stainless steel pieces in here. But when you're buying stainless steel, it's top tier corrosion resistance. There is no coating. It is the most natural feel. So it's like having kind of everything that you want when it comes to the feel without sacrificing any kind of grip. But the only thing is, can't really customize the color, although it is a great, clean, and classic look. Now, I do have a lat pull-down bar that is stainless steel from Rogue, and the feel is otherworldly. So for my Bella bar, this is Ohio knurling, and it's pretty passive, but my stainless steel Ohio knurling that is on my lat pull down feels even grippier than this one, just because it doesn't have anything in between the steel and my hands. So one thing to really consider before pushing that buy button is, what finish should I get on my barbell? All right, so before you buy, some things that I wish I knew first. So, number one, it's impossible to feel the grip and the knurling and how aggressive things are or not aggressive they are. So, I kind of went all in at first. So, my first purchase, I bought bulk for Rogue. So, I bought my Rogue Ohio Power Bar. I bought the Curl Bar, and because I knew those were kind of some things that I really wanted. Now, at the end of the day, did I need the curl bar? Probably not, to be honest with you. So I had a little bit of a graph, kind of got a little, ahead of myself when it came to that. So make sure that you're adding based on your training needs first, right? Now, the safety squat bar came, a little bit later, probably another year later, and it was a game changer for me, but it's also not essential, especially not for everyone. The curl bar, like I said, is fun but not foundational, and the Bella bar, that was an ad later on as well. And that was more for my wife so she could train at the same time that I did, and we didn't have to change a bunch of weights around. So it is awesome to have the ability to have more than one bar if you're training with a partner or a spouse, or maybe you train with multiple partners. But the best thing before you buy that I wish I knew was to get the power bar first, right? Get something that you're going to train with that covers 80% of your workout or more, right? So if you can do everything or almost everything with one bar, that's the first one that you buy. But make sure that you buy that barbell. Make sure you do all of the research. So make sure you watch videos and get explanations on the specs and how they feel, and maybe how they do over time, and even how the company treats their customers. Because in the long run, that's really what we're kind of looking for, so we can get quality and buy once, cry once. But you can get some great value out of a lot of these bars. So here's my best tips for buying your first or maybe your next barbell. But first, I got another tip for you to my loyal viewers out there. Do you know that 87% of my watch time hours on my channel are from non-subscribers? So just remember, pro tip, hit the subscribe button. Doesn't cost you anything, especially if you like what we're doing here. But realistically, when we're talking barbells for your next purchase, know your goals, right? Are you training for strength, CrossFit, general fitness? You need to know that so that your bar can match your focus. So my suggestion is, especially if you're starting a new gym or you're just starting to train at home, start with one. Get a great multi-purpose or power bar. So multi-purpose bar works great. A power bar works great if you're going to do, squat, deadlift, and benching, right? I would avoid the cheapest bar possible, right? Avoid Amazon. Just avoid it altogether, right? I will say there's plenty of great budget options like Bare Steel, where you can find them at Rep and Rogue and Bells of Steel and Texas Power Bars, right? So think long term. Again, buy quality, buy once, cry once, instead of replacing junk later. And then, of course, watch reviews like this one. Real world use will tell you more than any spec sheet can. And hearing from people in the community, whether it's a tier list or a ranking or just their everyday experience, is going to help you buy and make the best decision to buy the next barbell or even your first barbell for your home gym. Had to recommend just one barbell, it would be my Rogue Ohio Power Bar. It's built like a tank, has aggressive knurling, and is perfect for every heavy compound lift. That being said, every barbell in my gym does have a purpose, but you don't need them all at once. Just don't tell my wife. So start with what matches your goals and add them to your training as your training evolves. So for me, I would really like to look into a deadlift bar. So maybe a Texas deadlift bar or maybe even a Rogue deadlift bar. I also looking into a multi-grip bar like, Rogue's MG4CN, that narrowed cambered multi-grip bar. That would be phenomenal. If there's any companies that love to send me those, that'd be great too. But if you're building out your home gym, I've reviewed tons of gear already. So find something that's best for your budget, maybe. I have budget cable attachments, adjustable benches, and specialty bars that I'm going over in this video. And I break down in those videos if it's worth your money or what's not worth your money. So make sure you check out my equipment playlist. That'll be linked in the description below. And I'm going to try to save you some time and maybe even some money and maybe even regret. So make sure you watch the videos. So let me know in the comments, though, what should I buy next? What is your favorite barbell? So make sure you leave that in the comments. And then if you like what we're doing here, make sure you smash that like button. You click the notification bell. And then the 87% of you, make sure you subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.